Last week, we watched enslaved people do the impossible. They defeated Napoleon Bonaparte's army. They abolished slavery on their soil. They created the first independent black republic in the world. Haiti won. But here's what's not taught in American history. Winning the war was only the beginning of Haiti's struggle. What came next was one of the greatest acts of economic injustice in human history, and it shaped the world we are living in right now. Today we finish the story of the Haitian Revolution, and by the end of this video, you will understand why they've worked so hard to keep this history buried. A question I was asked to share on this video is this. After everything Haiti had accomplished, learning what the world did to them afterwards, what is my honest reaction? As someone who has spent years studying how power operates against black people, does what happened to Haiti after independence surprise me? Or does it follow a pattern that I've seen before? What happened to Haiti is heartbreaking, but not surprising. It follows a pattern we have seen throughout history when black people challenge systems built on the assumption that they are supposed to remain subordinate. Haiti did something extraordinary. Enslaved people, defeated a colonial power, abolished slavery, and established an independent black nation in 1804. Instead of the world embracing the victory as proof that the principle of all men are created equal could actually be lived out, Haiti was punished, isolated, and economically strangled. And the reaction in the United States mattered too. Haiti's successful revolution terrified American slaveholders because it demonstrated that enslaved people were not incapable of freedom. They were capable of overthrowing the very system that enslaved them. The response was not simply to ignore Haiti. It was also to reinforce racial control at home and suppress the idea that Haiti represented a legitimate model of black freedom. That is why I see a disturbing parallel decades later in America's response to the election of Barack Obama. I am not saying the circumstances were identical, or that every person who opposed Obama was motivated by racism. But Obama's election challenged a deeply embedded assumption about who was supposed to occupy the highest office in the country. The intensity of the backlash that followed reflected, in part, how threatening it can be to entrenched ideas of racial hierarchy when black achievement moves from the margins into positions of power. For me, the connection between Haiti and Obama is not simply about individual events. It is about what happens when black people demonstrate that the limitations placed upon them were never limitations of ability, but limitations imposed by power. The contradiction is difficult to ignore. America proclaimed that all men are created equal, yet Haiti's freedom was treated as a threat, and generations of black Americans were denied that equality in practice. So, does Haiti surprise me? No. It reinforces a pattern I've spent years studying. When black people demand that America's founding principles apply to them in reality, not just in rhetoric, the struggle often becomes less about whether equality is possible and more about whether those who hold power are willing to surrender the privilege that inequality gave them. And that is the question Haiti still forces us to confront. Did America truly believe that all men were created equal? Or did it believe that equality had limits, and those limits depended upon who the man was. On January 1, 1804, Haiti stood as something the world had never seen. An independent nation created by formerly enslaved people who had defeated one of Europe's greatest military powers. The impossible had happened. And for millions of enslaved Africans throughout the Americas, Haiti became a beacon of hope. But for slave-holding nations, Haitian became something very different. It became a warning. Their fear was not simply about Haiti. Their fear was that Haiti's example might spread, and nowhere was that fear greater than the United States. When the Haitian Revolution began in 1791, nearly 700,000 enslaved people lived in America. Plantation owners throughout the South followed every report coming from Haiti. They saw enslaved people overthrow plantation owners. They saw black generals leading armies. They saw a government built by formerly enslaved people. And most frightening of all, they saw that it worked. Haiti's success shattered one of slavery's central myths, that black people were incapable of governing themselves. Haiti proved exactly the opposite, and that terrified America's slave-holding class. The United States had declared that all men were created equal, and the United States refused to recognize Haiti as an independent nation for nearly 60 years. Why? Because recognition would acknowledge the legitimacy of a successful slave revolution. Southern politicians feared it would inspire enslaved African Americans to demand the same freedom. So, America withheld diplomatic recognition from Haiti decade after decade. It was not until 1862, during the Civil War, after 11 slave-holding states had left the Union, that President Abraham Lincoln finally recognized Haiti. Think about what that means. The world's first black republic existed for almost 6 decades before the United States officially accepted its independence. That delay was not a foreign policy disagreement. It was America's determination to protect slavery at any cost. Meanwhile, Southern states responded to Haiti's example by passing stricter slave codes, harsher restrictions on the movement, education, and assembly of enslaved people, increased patrols, increased surveillance. Any sign of resistance was met with severe punishment. White slaveholders feared another Haiti, and that fear drove American policy for decades. While slaveholders trembled, black Americans celebrated. For free black communities in northern cities, Haiti represented possibility. It showed that slavery was not permanent. It showed that freedom could be defended. It showed that black leadership could succeed. Throughout the 19th century, black newspapers, churches, and abolitionists pointed to Haiti as proof that Africans and their descendants deserved liberty and self-government. One of the greatest voices to celebrate Haiti was Frederick Douglass himself. Douglass later served as the United States minister to Haiti in the 1890s. And he reminded Americans of something they could not argue away. He declared, "Until Haiti struck for freedom, the conscience of the Christian world slept profoundly under slavery." Douglass understood Haiti forced the entire world to confront the hypocrisy of nations that claimed to value liberty while enslaving millions. For black Americans fighting discrimination after emancipation, Haiti remained a symbol of black excellence, courage, and self-determination. To understand the full depth of the Haitian Revolution and why it matters to every black American today, you need to read Black Jacobins by C.L.R. James. This is the definitive account of Toussaint Louverture, the Haitian Revolution, and its impact on the world. James was a historian who understood both the facts and the meaning behind them. You can find this book in our Black History Library at the link in the description. This is one of the most important books ever written about Black freedom and Black power. Own it. Read it. Because you cannot fully understand the struggle of Black liberation without understanding Haiti. Now, I need you to sit with what I'm about to tell you, because this is one of the greatest injustices in recorded history. Haiti won its independence on the battlefield. France could not accept their defeat. And in 1825, French King Charles X sent warships to Haiti with a demand. If Haiti wanted France to officially recognize its independence, Haiti had to pay 150 million francs. Not to rebuild communities destroyed during the war, not to compensate Haitian people for the generations of brutal slavery they had survived. The money would compensate former French plantation owners for their lost property. That property included enslaved human beings, people who had survived slavery, who had fought for their freedom, who had defeated Napoleon's army, were now expected to compensate the very people who had enslaved them. Haiti had no real choice. France's warships made it clear what refusal might bring. Unable to pay such an enormous amount outright, Haiti borrowed money from French banks at high interest rates. And the nation entered a cycle of debt that lasted for generations. Economists estimate that the financial burden cost Haiti billions of dollars in lost economic growth over the following 2 centuries. A nation born through one of history's greatest victories spent over 100 years paying for its own freedom. Right here. If this history is connecting the dots for you the way it should, subscribe to this channel right now, because this is what we do every single week. We bring you the history that explains the world you are living in. Subscribe and bring your family with you. The United States also played an important role in keeping Haiti isolated and economically constrained. Trade relationships remained limited, and diplomatic ties were delayed for 6 decades. Even more damaging was the financial burden that Haiti was forced to carry after independence. Much of that debt ultimately flowed through American financial institutions, including the National City Bank of New York, which later became Citibank. In other words, money extracted from Haiti as the price of its freedom eventually became part of the American financial system. And then, in 1915, the United States occupied Haiti. American forces remained there until 1934. During that occupation, the United States took significant control over Haiti's finances, reshaped its political institutions, and constrained the sovereignty of the very nation that had inspired Black freedom movements across the Americas. For a nation that had fought so hard for independence, foreign interference became a recurring reality. That history matters in 2026 because Haiti's economic struggles did not happen in a vacuum. They did not happen because of Haitian failure alone. They happened within a history in which powerful nations imposed financial burdens, restricted Haiti's economic opportunities, and repeatedly intervened in its affairs. Haiti's story is not simply a story of instability. It is also a story of a nation that was punished for being free. Here's what American schools leave out. Without Haiti, there may have been no Louisiana Purchase in 1803. Napoleon sold that territory because Haiti's revolution destroyed his plans for a French empire in North America. Without Haiti, Napoleon may have continued building that empire. Without Haiti, abolitionists would have lost one of history's greatest examples, proving that enslaved people could overthrow oppression. Haiti influenced every major debate about slavery, race, citizenship, and freedom throughout American history. It shaped the fears of slaveholders. It inspired abolitionists. It exposed the hypocrisy of a nation that proclaimed liberty while enslaving millions. Yet, most American textbooks devote only a few paragraphs to this extraordinary revolution. Some devote none. That omission is not accidental. When we leave Haiti out of history, we leave out one of the greatest victories ever won by people of African descent. And we let the people who fear that victory control how the story gets told. 3 questions for the comments. I want you to answer at least one of them. 1. France demanded that Haiti pay 150 million francs to compensate former slave owners for their loss of property, which included formerly enslaved people, by the way. When you hear that, what is your reaction? Frederick Douglass said that until Haiti struck for freedom, the conscience of the Christian world slept profoundly over slavery. What does that say about America as it refused to recognize Haiti for 60 years? Haiti's story follows a pattern we see throughout Black history. Win something extraordinary, then watch the world punish you for it. Where do you see the same pattern operating in 2026? Drop your answers below. I read every comment. The Haitian Revolution was not just the birth of a nation. It was one of the most powerful declarations of Black humanity the world had ever witnessed. Enslaved people who were told they were property proved they were leaders, generals, statesmen, nation builders, and the world punished them for proving it. That story is not ancient history. It is a pattern. And understanding that pattern is exactly why we do this every week. Share this video with your family. Share it with your children. Ask their schools why the Haitian Revolution is not taught alongside the American Revolution and the French Revolution. Subscribe if you have not done so already. Like this video and visit our Black History Library at the link in the description, because the books that tell you this story are the ones they do not want on your shelf. We are unlocking Black history, and we will keep unlocking it until every story is told. I'll see you at the next video. Take care.